Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, government aired to update the public on its efforts in cutting expenditure in the mid-year budget review. We'll hear from Director of ISA, Professor Peter Korte, who believes the move will help build confidence in the economy. Also coming up, Ghana Stock Exchange indicates it is working hard to reduce concentration risk on the market, a move that will reduce any losses as a result of an economic shock. Plus, automotive industry players call for robust infrastructure to help achieve the national electric vehicle policy by 2030. Details coming up. My name is Darryl Kwao. First up, the Director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISA, Professor Peter Korte, has advised government to update the public on its efforts in cutting down expenditure in its mid-year budget review. According to him, this move will build investor confidence and attract more foreign direct investments into the economy. He explained that the creation of an enabling environment for the private sector would trigger more growth.
Then on the expenditure side, you've seen a lot of talks about proposals about cutting down spending. The numbers should show. We want to see how much we have done, how well we have done in terms of cutting down the expenditure, so we ensure fiscal consolidation. Having said all of that, what are the other things that we are doing to stimulate growth in the economy? What other new things are we going to do to support the private sector, make sure they create the enabling environment to absorb the needed jobs?
Meanwhile, Professor Korte is pushing for more market interventions by the Bank of Ghana to sustain the city's recent good run. The city is said to have appreciated by more than 1% against the dollar since June last month, based on data from some commercial banks. Professor Korte urges the Bank of Ghana to do more to ensure the city's outlook remains favorable.
Central Bank will continue to implement the exchange regulations so that we don't allow the black market to determine the pace. The Central Bank should also continue to intervene like it's been doing in the exchange market, streamline the operations of the forex market and intervene as and when the need arises, particularly targeting some anchor or specific areas like OMCs and many other critical areas. And there are some imports that are not relevant. So like it did the previous time, if realize we are spending our hard-earned forex in areas that are not really relevant, they are just outcompeting local industries and depleting our forex, there should be some intervention one way or the other. So yes, regulation is key, and also price stability. Once inflation is under control, it certainly has a knock-on effect on the exchange rate and vice versa.
That was economist Professor Peter Korte. While we are at it, let me just update you on the currency market this morning. The dollar going for 11 cedis 70 pesos on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 14 cedis 90 pesos, and the euro trading at 12 cedis 58 pesos. Now, the Ghana Stock Exchange says it is working hard to reduce concentration risk on the capital market, a move that will reduce any losses as a result of an economic shock. According to its managing director, Abnamwa, this is being done with the introduction of additional products on the market, such as a commercial paper market, which is awaiting approval from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Addressing participants at the GSC's Facts Behind the Figures program, Ms. Amwa said her outfit is committed to growing a sustainable capital market.
The other product I want to talk about as we work around diversification is a market we've been working with a whole bunch of stakeholders to implement in Ghana, and that is our commercial paper market, with a very wide stakeholder group from fund managers to our central bank to issuers to the brokerage community to the Bankers Association. We have studied a few models around the world, and we have developed a framework and rules for a commercial paper market, a formal commercial paper market. We have submitted this to the Securities and Exchange Commission, and we are waiting for the approval, and we will launch this product this year.
You had MD of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Abna Mwami, while the Managing Director of Societe Generale PLC, Hakim Wuzani, has indicated that the bank is in good standing and would be able to withstand the impact of a second domestic debt exchange program. The bank recorded a marginal growth despite the impact of the program on the banking sector. According to him, the bank will put in place certain measures to ensure its continuous growth.
For the first DDP, we had an exposure of 133 million Ghana cedis, and we have done the necessary in terms of determining the fair value and the provisioning for that. We don't have at this stage any further exposure linked to the second DDP initiative, so we don't expect any further impact on our activity for this year.
You had Managing Director of Societe Generale PLC, Uzani Hakim. Now, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is calling on government to urgently work with the central bank to find innovative ways of addressing the high inflation in the economy. This, it believes, will help businesses secure funds for expansion and recovery from the impact of COVID-19. The continuous increases in the policy rate and, in effect, lending rate, the Chamber said, is adversely affecting key productive sectors. The Chamber also warns the impasse between government and the independent power producers with its associated intermittent threat of power cuts, which sends unfavorable signals for the domestic businesses to be resolved. It wants the government to find a lasting solution to this, as any power cut will severely affect businesses. Turning to other news, automotive giant Rana Motors says it will soon flood the Ghanaian market with more electric vehicles as part of efforts to avert the dumping of fossil fuel vehicles into the country by 2030. The government, under the Paris Climate Accord, drafted a national electric vehicle policy to solicit stakeholder inputs to switch from the use of fossil fuel vehicles to electric vehicles. This is expected to curb greenhouse gas emissions and global warming. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Operating Officer of Kia, Kasem Odemat, called for a robust infrastructure to help achieve the electric vehicle target.
I believe at the moment the EVs are going to be more of a taste choice, or maybe of people who would like to, have an electric vehicle. In my opinion, it is definitely coming. We are definitely going to bring EV vehicles, electric vehicles, in the near future. But at the same time, I believe in terms of the infrastructure, I believe in terms of the whole network, the whole concept of having electric vehicles, I think it will be taking a bit of time to have it realized on the ground, because the whole concept of having EVs is to have having more and more carbon neutrality in the future. But also EVs have to be charged. So also we need to think about the infrastructure of the electricity.
Chief Operating Officer of Kia, Kasem Odemat, there. Some Ghanaian small and medium enterprises are trading under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement and making a passionate appeal to government to extend some financial support to expand the operations. This is to allow more Ghanaian businesses export to more African markets under the trade deal. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of Ebi Foods, one of Ghanaian SMEs trading under AFTA, Agnes Mausin-Kansa applauded the agreement but called for more support for local businesses.
We are really trading under AFTA to other African markets.
How has it been? How has it been for you? Trading under AFTA.
It's been good. It's been good. In fact, AFTA has come to really push the Ghanaian producers. Without AFTA, I don't think on our own, on daily basis, we can be able to do what they have done for us. AFTA is really good, and we pray that it will come to stay. In fact, for us to get there, we need, SMEs suffer financial, so we need money. If the government can, collaboration with AFTA, support us financially, I think that Ghana will be on the map. Yeah, because we need to expand, we need machines to work with, and it is money. It is money. So if they really want AFTA to stay and help this country, I think they have to come out with programs that will help us financially.
Agnes Mausin-Kansa is Chief Executive of Ebi Foods. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic and an economic crisis, the last 3 years have been very tough for the travel market. Several collapsed and others are yet to fully recover. Today on the Joy Business Van, we hear how the travel business, Adansi Travels, founded by businessman Gideon Asari, navigated what was the toughest period for the industry in recent times.
In March 2020, we were affected by the COVID. As a travel company, we even shut down our office before there was a national shutdown. So we